So it's New Year's Day. Didn't really have anything much else to do, so I thought I'd do some reflection on the last year. So I've made some notes, and from them notes, I've made some plans. So it served me well. So hopefully it serves you well. So from my first note, it says, God will steer the boat. He just won't row it. What does that mean? That simply means that God will guide you. God will point you in the right direction, but he won't take you there. He won't pick you up and put you at the finish line. You have to do the work. You have to have the skills. You have to even listen to God to even know that he is guiding you. So you have to actually do and be proactive. What does that mean? That means you have to go to your quiet place, actually invite God into your presence and listen to him. And in that listening, he's going to guide you wherever you need to go for you to do your plan. For example, in the Bible, I think it's in James, it says that your tongue is like a small rudder. What that means is the tongue guides your direction, which is why you have to be careful on what you say. So in the same way, the voice of God is the rudder, and you have to then row the boat for you to go into that direction, to do the will of God, to do his plan, to do what you need to do. So the extension of that, which is the second note, is when you're in that quiet place, it's not just asking for things, materialistic things, houses, cars, new opportunities, etc. No. When's the last time you've just sat in that quiet place, invited God into the room, into your presence, and listened to him? Listened and sought after that still small voice, because that is the rudder, that is the guide that is going to guide you into where you need to go, where you need to actually do the will of God. Instead of asking for all these things, just listen. You said you are in a relationship with him. You said that he is your father. So treat it like a relationship. Treat him like he is your father. You don't continuously go to your father and ask him for things without asking if you're doing the right thing, or even if, what does he want you to do, me to do? You're not concerned about what he wants. You're only concerned about what you want. And most of the time, it's materialistic things. Of course, we all have our desires, but then why not ask for things what will actually benefit your life and get the things through you working? To put it into perspective, you're speaking to, you have a relationship with the Father, the creator of the universe, the holier than holy, and you're asking for man-made things instead of things like wisdom, instead of things like clearer vision or foresight or the ability to go out and actually preach the gospel, to preach the truth, because that's our main mission. Our mission isn't to acquire things. The things that we acquire on earth are meaningless. It's just vanity, as Solomon says, the vanities of vanities. The things that you acquire don't mean anything in the spiritual realm. So instead, you have to store up your treasures in heaven, which then means you actually have to do the will of your Father and please him. And you can only please him and worship in him with his spirit, because that's how he wants worship. So stop making the text about you. Stop making your prayers about you. Everyone knows the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. The first part of that prayer is about him, about his kingdom coming. And with the Holy Spirit, Jesus brought the kingdom to earth. And he left us the Holy Spirit. So we are meant to bring the kingdom to earth as Jesus did, so we can grow the church, make more disciples of people out there. So again, It's not about you. The Bible is not about you. Praying should not be about you. Praying and the Bible is about glorifying God. So in your life, you should be doing things through the Holy Spirit that glorify God. And in that glorification, God will give you blessings. Blessings that will glorify you, but then it glorifies God because it's a representation of God. Things make humans glorious. Humans cannot handle glory. There's a few people in the Bible that seen parts of God, but they couldn't see his full glory. Guess who has seen his full glory and fell? Satan, which then means Satan is more glorious than us. I know we have the Holy Spirit, so now we have a way back to God. But at the same time, if you actually think about it, Satan knew and saw God's glory and still chose to go against him because of pride, because of wanting to be worshipped. And when we acquire things, it's almost as if we want to be worshipped because of all the things. And so when people compare themselves to us because of the things, when we compare ourselves to other people because of things, we then start this vanity measure. And that's where pride creeps in. And that's why people keep chasing and chasing and chasing. And that's the wrong thing to do. So I'm saying that because, as Solomon says, vanities of vanities. Again, it's not about you. The Bible is not about you. It's okay having these desires, but you have to ensure that God is first. You have to seek the kingdom first. You have to make sure your heart is right for God first. Before anything else, you have to love God with all your heart and love your neighbors as yourself. And I'll finish with this. If God says he loves you, who am I not to love you?